Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nights coming at you with the Marvel Legends Armadillo Build-A-Figure Wave Shriek figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
7 figures in the wave. You'll need 6 of the 7 figures to complete the Armadillo Build-A-Figure. Integrated Suit Spider-Man does not come with a Build-A-Figure part. There's a quick look at the artwork on the left side of the box. It is the same on the left and the right. And there's a real quick frontal view. Alright, let's bust this bad boy open and see what's what. Bust this bad girl open and see what's what. Alright, here we go. Francis Louise Barrison, aka Shriek. Our very first Shriek in the life of the Marvel Legends line, a character that first appeared in Spider-Man Unlimited #1 in May of 1993. A character created by Tom DeFalco and Ron Lim, who's often depicted as a Spider-Man villain, but she is a mutant. Most of you might recognize her or know her as the love interest of Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, as she's often been depicted as his lover or girlfriend. As her name implies, Shriek has the ability to manipulate sound in a number of different ways. She can use it as like a concussive force blast. She can use it to disorientate or agitate adversaries. Apparently she can also use sound to evoke certain emotions: fear, hate, despair, and she also has the ability of flight. She can kind of levitate herself, I guess, with the sound waves or sound in some type of way. I actually didn't notice because I didn't see the movie, but apparently some version of Shriek appeared in the most recent Venom movie too. So right on time, right on brand as far as Marvel Legends releasing figures, whether they be comic based or movie based, alongside of what's going on in the cinematic universe. Shriek is packed in with the upper torso to complete the Armadillo Build-A-Figure. It comes in 2 parts. So the armored sort of upper shoulder and back piece is a separate part that you have to attach with a little peg, and then there's a look at that. Now, my most distinct memories of this character were from the 90s Infinity War event, where she was teamed up with Carrion, Carnage, Demo Goblin, and Doppelganger. In fact, shout out to my man Diego, aka Black Symbiote, who recently took a shot with some customized versions of some of those characters, which we don't officially have in Marvel Legends form yet, but considering that we have her in this wave, I think we'll be getting the rest of those characters very soon, or Carrion at least. Some really unique things to note about this figure. Right off the bat, you can see that she is sporting double jointed elbows. I believe this is the newest female buck that they will be utilizing moving forward for a lot of the standard female characters. So that's great. That's something that we've all been asking for a very long time. Brand new head sculpt here, which looks pretty good. She looks true to form. I do have a few gripes in terms of minor paint imperfections on my version, but nothing crazy here in terms of color, just pretty much black and white. Overall, a very good looking figure, a good looking sculpt. There's a look at the body, headless and handless. You can pop the hands and the head off. Standard neck peg. There are a couple separate parts here and this little belt, and there's a little wristlet here on her left arm that can be removed. She was actually packed in with some additional hands as well, which is great. So she does have a couple of fists and a couple of hands that are open and cupped, so you can utilize these to hold some items if you wanted to. Unfortunately, no accessories that kind of show her utilizing her power set in any way. Don't get me wrong, I'll take the extra hands. Would have loved an additional head sculpt with a more angry sort of look. Pretty decent articulation here on this buck. Again, I am eager to see them utilize this for more female characters moving forward and go back and revisit some of the older characters that need updates. But like with most Marvel Legends female characters, her head and neck articulation is going to be limited. She does look down pretty far. It's going to look a little awkward with the hair kind of sticking out to the back there, but you can pretty much forget about her looking up because it's going to be hindered by her hair hanging down over her back. She can turn left to right and get a little bit of pivot, but that's pretty much it. Ball joints on the shoulders. Her arms will get up pretty far. You can do a full 360. There is an upper bicep swivel. As you saw, she is sporting double jointed elbows, swivel and hinges on the wrist. Upper torso articulation looks like this, forward and back. No cut at the waist, T-joint at the pelvis. The legs will come up pretty far. There is an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee, and you get a hinge and a pivot on the feet. There she is with all of her wave mates, all of the figures you'll need to complete the Build-A-Figure here. I did not review the integrated suit Spider-Man as he did not come with a Build-A-Figure part, but there's the inside out suit Spider-Man, which is not really the correct name for the Spider-Man. There's Doctor Strange, there's MCU J. Jonah Jameson, there's Morlun, and on the far right is the teen Miles Morales from the Gamerverse PS4, PS5 video game. Pretty decent wave. And here she is with a few members of that crew that I mentioned, along with Venom on the left and Spider-Man on the right. So I'm eagerly anticipating an updated new Venom on the buck that they utilized for that Hasbro post-con Spider-Man the Animated Series Venom, so we can retire this Venom here. But there's the Doppelganger, which is an awful figure because it was just all one solid sculpt in the torso, no ab articulation. Terrible. They need to update this figure. There's the Demo Goblin Build-A-Figure, which was a solid piece. There's the most recent sort of regular style Carnage, not the one from the like Absolute Carnage story arc. I think it was Absolute Carnage, I don't know. And then the retro card of Spider-Man on the far right. There's a look at just the two lovers side by side. Obviously you have a couple of different Carnage figures you can play around with, but you probably want to just utilize the more classic comic based looking version. But now we're going to need an updated buck for Carnage as well, as they get ready to update Venom, and we got the new female buck here. Everything's going to have to be changed over to all of these new bucks that they're introducing into the line. And there she is sized up with some other random villains. We have the Stiltman Build-A-Figure on the left, the Sandman Build-A-Figure. We have the Moonstone figure that was packed in the Thunderbolts SDCC box set. Was that 2012 maybe? And a Rhino Build-A-Figure. And I wanted to put Moonstone in here because this was the old buck that a lot of people wanted to see reused over and over again. And I want to give you an idea of how it looked beside this new buck that now sports the double jointed elbows. And I guess the only real letdown here is that the bust line is significantly smaller on these newer female bucks. You know, they have stopped really giving us that sort of hypersexualized look for the female characters, and so her breasts are much smaller on this version than on the Moonstone buck. But overall, as far as the size, the look, the articulation, and the sculpt being a lot better, it is a lot better here. So again, looking forward to more future female figures on this buck. I really do wish that the bust line was just a little bigger. But anyway, decent figure here. This is definitely one you should own, especially considering it's the first time we get this character in the Marvel Legends line. Great character to pair up with Cletus Cassidy. You'll need her if you want to complete the Armadillo Build-A-Figure. She comes with the largest part. So get out there, get on the hunt. Thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there, and until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding, I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week, I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year.